Episode 52 of Multiplaying is brought to you by Bumble's Discount Clowns. Bumbles, the only discount clowns that you can trust with your children.
Everybody online, looking good.
A companion podcast to the collaborative blog and gaming community that's playing as life allows. This is Multiplaying.
Well, let's start the insanity.
We have clearance, Clarence. Roger. What's our vector, Victor?
Hello?
Great heavens! What kind of radio show is this?
Hey everybody, welcome back to Multiplaying. This is episode 52. With us on this grandiose show, we have Jason.
Hey, how's it going?
John.
Hello.
Dean.
You had me back.
I had you back.
Yep.
Again, from outer
Woohoo.
space. With that sad look upon your face. Steve is me, and tonight we are drinking. Jason, what are you drinking?
I'm drinking from Arbor Brewing Company in Ann Arbor, locally here. Mackinac Island Fudge Stout.
Ooh, nice.
It's really good.
Is it?
Good.
It's
It's delicious.
I was just about to ask the same thing.
Packed full of fudge. Yes.
Awesome.
Aw.
No, it tastes really good.
John, what are you drinking?
I'm drinking a nice Merlot here from 07. It's the Rolling Stones 40 Licks.
Wow.
Wait, what was that?
It's a Merlot. It's a wine. It's the Rolling Stones 40 Licks.
Yeah, I know what Merlot is, but is that actually a Rolling Stones branded wine?
Yeah, it has the lips and tongue on and everything.
What?
Wow.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
Why?
And it was $20. It's not bad for a branded Rolling Stones name wine. And
When I think of branded Rolling Stone wines,
I think 40 look.
I think 40 Licks. And actually, it's really tasty.
I was just thinking it was called the 40 licks because it had a blow pop on the end of it that you had to get through first before you could drink it.
Before you could drink it, yeah.
Or it could be like the owl and just take a bite out of it.
No, it's a really good, kind of like a full-bodied wine.
Nice.
Really nice.
I'm sure Mick and Keith were very involved in the process.
Yeah. Put more alcohol in it.
They were at the winery, and Mick did that bitch walk
Can you
that he
make it
does.
stronger?
Stepping on the grapes. Yeah.
Yeah, Mick did that like bitch strut on the grapes. Like, he puts his hands like his side. You know what I'm talking about?
He's stomping on him, and he's got like the mic stand stamping it down.
Yeah, he's got those lips all like out, like
Smoking while he's doing it. There's ash in there.
ashes in the wine. Are there any drug needles in the wine? From Keith.
You got an STD now, John.
Man.
Sounds delicious.
Dean, what are you drinking?
I'm kind of scraping the bottom of the barrel today. I'm almost ashamed to say it, but I'm drinking a Michelob Ultra.
Oh my God.
You know, you shouldn't be ashamed to say that for some of the shit I've said I've drank.
I guess that's
on
true.
these airwaves.
I guess
You know
that's
Game
true.
Day? Have you ever heard of that?
It's a fine product by our friends at 7-Eleven.
I actually bought this at the Ghetto 7-Eleven, so yeah.
It's on.
I live in Big Here in Spokane.
Oh, there's a ghetto in Spokane.
There's several.
Yeah,
All right.
Going to the Ghetto 7-Eleven.
Yeah.
7-Eleven. Game day, it's on.
And they should. We should be totally sponsored by them, but is there some law against that still? I have got a amaretto sour.
Oh,
Oh, you're
hey.
Yep. Holy shit.
Whoa, you're back.
Yeah.
So the train wreck of this podcast begins now. Jay, let's get into what we've all been playing. Woo, woo, woo. Jason, what have you been playing this week?
Mostly what I've been playing is a lot of war.
Mm-hmm. Same here.
Yeah, I've splitting up between T4 and T2 pretty evenly. I've on my dock in T4, and I've been playing Squig Herder in T2.
Real quick, before I ask you my second question, I'm going to ask you my first, because that's the way numbers work.
Yeah, that's how numerical values work.
What renown rank is your dock now?
36.
Okay. I'm still ahead of you, you bastard. But anyways, how is T2? What's like different in there?
T2, what's different is the keep design of that is in T4 is in effect in T2. So it's gathering resources. It is through BOs and ranking up your keep, and then taking the other one. The aerial mounts are still there, and the siege weaponry is still there. Skavens are not there.
Okay.
So it's basically the exact same thing as T4 minus Skaven.
Which that makes sense because in order to play Skaven in T4, somebody has to do the Thankwall's Incursion, which is renown rank 65 plus.
Yeah,
So,
and I would think if they were to add them into the different tiers, like you'd almost would you have to remove some of the abilities, or since the other classes don't have all their abilities to
True.
fight that, it's like there's a whole mess of that. So I can understand why they didn't.
true.
But the different level ranges is kind of what I wanted to see how that would work because they changed all
Yeah.
that stuff up.
Because I've been thinking about jumping on my Chosen lately, Don. I think he was in tier 2, and I was curious about how that worked.
What level is he?
Different level ranges.
Think that, what do we need to find that before we answer that question?
Well, I don't know the exact ranges, but they changed them up to where T1 is now like 1 to 15, I believe.
Oh.
T2 can be anywhere from what it was before, 10, 11, and it goes to 26. T3 is, I think, still 21, but it goes to like 34 or 35.
Ah.
And I
Yeah, there's
think-
more of an overlap to keep
Yeah.
more action going in them.
Oh, that's really interesting.
So it's more flexibility. So now when you walk into T2 now, instead of ranking up to 21, the auto ranking, it goes to 26.
Oh, awesome.
So you have some flexibility of where you go and all that. So like I'm 21 on my Squig Herder right now, so I could go to T3, but I'm going to hang out in T2 for a little bit longer.
Yeah, the nice thing is it allows you to go, if there's more action in one or the other tier, it allows you to kind of go where that action is.
Yeah.
So.
I really, so far I'm really liking that. I like the options with it. I wasn't sure before.
And I think, if I remember correctly, I think my Chosen is level 17, so I'm pretty firmly into T2.
Yeah. So yeah, you'd be right there. You're not that far behind me.
Right.
So, yeah, we should go do that.
Yeah. Maybe tonight.
Yeah, I'm having a lot of fun.
It's a date.
with the Squig Herder. It's a class I've enjoyed in the past. And
He's ignoring that comment.
No, we're gonna get some 40 licks wine. We're gonna do this right.
I'll bring the picnic basket.
All right.
So I haven't played Squig Herder in a while, so it's nice to see. I know they've gotten some love in the past, not recent past, but in the past. So it's nice
At some point or another.
Well,
they
'cause I haven't really played it in a long time, really consistently. So it's nice now when I fire, health drops, because that wasn't always the case.
That's true. I've actually been experiencing that with my Marauder since I switched over to the Brutality. Actually, when I hit things, I see like chunks of life come out, and it's actually interesting.
Yeah. Yep.
That's what you want to see, DPS class.
Yeah,
Yeah,
pretty much.
that's nice. T4, some thoughts. I think you have the same thoughts as me as we were playing over this past week, and we kind of didn't really hit on this last podcast.
Right, because
is,
we didn't have a lot of time into it yet.
Yeah, we just kind of give our brief overall. I mean, we had some experience with gutter runners and engineers, but we played some more of the Packmaster and Rat Ogres, and those need some work.
They suck. Well, I shouldn't say that. I shouldn't say they suck because I actually did, like the night after me and you talked about it, I had jumped on a Rat Ogre and had a guy that just like glued himself to me as a Packmaster, and it was not as bad. It was still not great.
No, and I had
still-
that the one night where I was right with somebody, and it was a fun time. But there's just you have to be so close to them.
Yeah, the freaking ranges on the Packmasters are awful. To have to be that close. I mean, I understand like the mechanic of the one is a prod that you're prodding the ogre kind of makes sense, but it's like, can you give him like a ranged cattle prod or something? I mean, come on, they're having to be that close to him to build up the ability to heal him is just, it's really hard.
Yeah, I think.
Especially, I don't know how it is on the other servers, but especially on Gorefang, or not Gorefang, Jesus, what are we on? Badlands. Holy crap. On Badlands, when you are out in the open anymore, it's typically there's large amounts of people, so you can get lost in the shuffle at times. So
Yeah, I think the one thing that would make it a lot better is just increase that range a little bit. Don't make it huge or ridiculous, but I mean, right now I think it's 5 yards in game. Like, I don't know, make it 10, 15, something.
yeah, it's very, very short. So,
But still,
But that's all. I think it's
Gutter
the same-
Runner's awesome.
holy crap, man. Oh my God, those guys are so fun.
I had a good hour and a half run earlier on one of them.
Did you?
Yeah, it was insane. It was great.
Man. Best, actually, probably from this week, the best time that I've had in war, oddly, was on an aerial mount. I didn't really care for it the first couple times I used it, but was it last night? Actually, I'm sorry, it was night before last. There was a keep siege going on, and I flew in. We were attacking, of course, and man, it was just ridiculous seeing the cascading numbers all over the screen, just because there was so many order like on the walls and behind the wall, and I was just throwing fire everywhere, and there was no way that they were going to avoid it all. It was what was funny about it is that it took them like probably the first trip that I went in there, it probably took them like 10 minutes of me flying around just blasting the hell out of them before somebody finally goes, "Oh shit, we should probably shoot that guy out of the air." And they did, and then the next, like every time after that, it got harder and harder for me to actually keep like the momentum of keeping fire on people. So I eventually had to just stop doing it because it was pointless. But
once they're on, it's over.
The first
by surprise.
Yeah, the first couple times though, it was ridiculously fun. Not so much as like of what I was like. I don't know. It was just fun seeing the numbers. I think.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
But that was cool.
Yep. So that's fun. Other than that, is there anything else you want to say about War?
I was actually going to ask you if there was any other months in War that you.
No, that's about it. I'm really enjoying it still. I want to level up the dock some more, and I want to make sure I kind of play my time evenly because I hate jumping around too much with the squid critter. And there's been times where I've gotten annoyed with that, and back to the dock. I think it's a nice mix for me of classes to kind of to bounce back and forth between, to where the dock I usually like playing the healer, but I can get in there and melee it up, and with the squid critter jumping back and forth, it's a nice combo for me. I think those two will kind of keep things from getting too stale for me.
Right. That's why I don't know if I want to go back and play the Chosen or if I want to play something else, because I'm already playing a class currently that runs up and hits people, so I'm thinking maybe I should play something more ranged to break that feeling up. So
yeah.
So you've been playing anything else, Jason?
The only other thing I've been playing some is Poker Night at the Inventory, which I don't think we've talked about. Have we?
How is that?
No,
I
you
think
haven't.
we did talk about it, didn't we?
Did we? Okay. Well, John didn't hear.
Unless I'm just thinking of another podcast I listened to. Is that a poker game?
It's a poker game with some wacky group of characters.
Yeah.
With Strong Bad, Sam from Sam and Max, and I'm sorry, Max. I'm sorry, from Sam and Max, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's the dog.
believe so.
And the Heavy from Team Fortress 2.
Yes.
And it's a $5 game, so I think everything has to be judged within that context. I see a lot of people complaining about repetitiveness in their conversation and maybe a little bit of simple AI, but I don't know. I really like it. It's a lot of fun. It's also got one of the guys from Penny Arcade, one of the characters too.
Tycho.
Yeah, Tycho.
Yeah.
And I like it a lot. It's single player. It's not multiplayer at all. But just the conversations that you hear, and I turn down the options to there's like minimum chat, medium chat, max chat, or whatever. I turn it all on max because that's part of why you're there is to see these characters interact, and it's got some hilarious stuff. And you can turn off swearing, and hearing some of the characters swear is pretty funny. But I don't know. There's something about like when you're just playing cards, and all of a sudden Strong Badass Heavy about like his gun or something, and it goes into like a 1.5-minute conversation while you're playing. So like you can keep playing, and they'll just keep chatting. And some of the impressive things I've seen is they'll be in the middle of the conversation, and like Strong Bad will ask a follow-up question to Heavy, and then there'll be a pause because someone went all in and they all respond to it. And then when it goes back to it, Strong Bad will be like, so, what about blah, blah, blah? And it goes right back to it. Because I was kind of like worried, like, I lost that scripting. So
Strong Bad totally forgot what he was talking about.
Yeah, basically. And they have a lot of cool little cut scenes when they go out. And then when they go out, it's got a nice atmosphere because you're down in this inventory type bar place. So when they go out, like Strong Bad, when he loses, you see him on this arcade machine in the background, just beating the shit out of it as he's playing. I don't know. It's got a lot of cool touches, and for $5, and I bought it on pre-order before, so it was like $4.50. I've really enjoyed it. And I recommend it to my sister, and she's probably put about 13 hours into it this week.
Oh wow.
And they have some cool things that you can.
But she's a gambling addict.
Yeah, no, yeah, she's lost her house before. She lives in a studio apartment. No, I'm just kidding.
Wait.
Totally kidding.
I was like, wait a second.
This episode is brought to you by Gambling's Anonymous.
That's made by Telltale, isn't it?
Yeah, it's made by Telltale, the guys who did Sam.
Did you see?
the Back to
Yes.
the Future?
Did you see the trailer?
Yes.
Yes, that trailer came out either like today or yesterday,
Yep.
and it looks pretty damn good, man. That's going to be awesome.
Yeah, I like it.
Episodic adventure game of Back to the Future with Christopher Lloyd as Doc Brown and as some other dude as Marty McFly that sounds a hell of a lot like Marty McFly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and
That
I
was-
love that trademark squeakiness.
Yeah. What's funny is though is they did a preview thing with the guy that's doing the voice of Marty. And in the little preview that they did, when he was going over some like classic lines of his from like the movie, it seemed, and he sounded dead on. But during this trailer, I was listening to like some of the lines, and they weren't so like standard Marty, and it didn't sound quite as good. I didn't think. It still sounded damn good. I don't know if you're going to get anybody better to do it other than Jesus Christ, Michael J. Fox. Yeah. So, but yeah, it looks damn good. Can't wait.
And those are just a quick question. Those will be following the actual trilogy, right?
Yeah, they're set a year after. They're set in 1986. They're set.
86. Yeah.
So the first one comes out this month. So.
Yeah.
Neat.
First episode. Yeah.
But one last thing I wanted to say about Poker Night: The Inventory that was kind of cool was, in the beginning of certain matches, tournaments, and it's kind of random. You may see somebody wear a certain item. Like there was the first one I noticed was Strong Bad's like wearing the Danger S glasses, and they'll say that the announcer will say whoever takes him out gets that item, and those then unlock in TF2 if you win them.
Because I was tempted to pick that game up just so I can get those glasses on my demo, man.
Yeah. So
Those look great.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. So.
Oh, cool.
That's all I've been playing.
Yeah. John,
Yes.
what you been playing?
Well, I've been, even though I can't talk about details.
No, you can't even say what you're doing. No.
Really?
You're not even allowed
Oh.
to say you're in it. No.
Oh.
So, other than that,
Well-
what have you been playing?
Well, I played Kane and Lynch 2. I got it on the $5 sale for Steam.
Was it worth
was-
$5?
It was $5.
It was $5. I got 3 hours of playtime before I finished the game.
Oh,
Holy shit! Really?
Jesus.
It was good. I will tell you
What?
that.
Really?
It was good. It was a good 3 hours, but I was
was
upset
3
when
hours.
I was upset when it ended because I played a lot of the Hitman games and it was from the same developer. And I know that their style of endings are not always the best, and there's usually some people that are like, oh, I wish it would have went on, but this one was especially bad because it seemed like the end of this game, it was supposed to go on to the next chapter of the game, but then the credits rolled. So like,
Wow.
It was a cliffhanger?
not even, the story is just unresolved. It's just like, it's sort of like if you're reading a book, you're reading the book in your hand, right? And it's like halfway through a chapter, maybe like the end of a chapter where it's like, and then they got on the plane and the plane took off. And then the second half of the book is just blank pages. And you're just like, the fuck? Yeah, like, did they run out of ink? Did the writer go on strike? What happened?
This page intentionally left blank.
Exactly. It was very strange. But during those 3 hours, I was having a lot of fun because it was very, very action packed. The characters are not lovable because, frankly, they're criminals. So
Right.
you have to kind of get over that. But like, they have the redeeming qualities. Like they are criminals, but at least in this one, I did not play the first one. I should also say that I did not play the first one. They are trying to go straight. They're trying to become better. They're like, I'm trying to get out of the game, and that's the whole story of it. You're trying to just do this last deal so you can this weapons deal so you can
The big dirty.
right. Yeah, this one more before I'm done, and it was a good game, and I was kind of disappointed the way it ended, and at the same time, it was worth my $5 because I had a lot of fun during those 3 hours.
Right.
So
Man, how pissed would you have been if you paid full price?
Oh shit.
I don't even know what I would have. I probably would have returned it. 'Cause-
Yeah.
This broke. It stopped after 3 hours. I don't know.
After 3 hours, there was no more game.
yeah. There's this glitch that just stopped working.
Did you do any of the multiplayer?
Not yet, and that's what I'm going to go back to probably for the next week.
It's supposed to be kind of interesting with the fragile alliance
If there's-
stuff.
If there's anybody playing it,
Yeah, oh, that's true. Yeah.
That's true. I don't know if if anyone that is, but I mean, there might be a whole bunch of $5 buyers that are playing it now.
oh, that's true. Yeah, that's a good point.
Bunch of cheap sons of bitches out there.
I know. Well, you know what? I'm serious though. It was worth $5. It was
I'm
good.
just kidding. Yeah.
But
cool.
so that it was a good game, but you know,
All right.
also been playing both Fallouts. I finished.
1 and 2.
No, I'm sorry.
Oh,
the,
tactics. You meant tactics.
No. We're not doing this whole Star Wars game. Okay,
Fallout MMO?
we're doing.
Oh,
we're doing.
don't even do that.
Yeah,
'Cause
we're.
Don't even say that the prequels didn't exist,
Yeah. So
because this is
Yeah.
not Star Wars, my friend. This is Fallout.
so I've been playing Fallout 3 in New Vegas.
All right.
And with Fallout 3, I've like I said last time, I've been trying to go through the story. Well, I finished the original story of the game, and I had the Game of the Year edition. Which, so silly me, I didn't realize that in the data files, like before I actually launched the game, I have to activate those.
Wah wah wah.
So I finished the game, and I know that it's supposed to keep going, but I finished the game and the credits rolled, and I was like, wait, what?
Yeah.
And then I was like, I must have done something wrong. So I then I launched it again, and I was like, data files, right? Yeah, dumbass, way to go! You know, like, so I inactivated them and then reloaded from my quick save and did it again, and then it, went through and did its whole thing, and I was like, oh, there we go. So I'm playing through that. I'm replaying through
So-
New Vegas, but I'm modding it now.
Before you get on to the modding of New Vegas, your Fallout 3 ending, how did you feel about how the game ended? What, did you get like a pretty good ending?
I got a good ending because I was a good
Okay.
goody two shoes throughout the game.
Okay, probably
And,
similar to what I got too. Then, what did you feel about that? How it ended?
Well, nobody died for me
Okay,
because I had the one dude with me that I could the super mutant. Yeah,
Yes,
the super mutant.
Me too.
And,
Was it not the coolest damn thing in the world when you leave the Enclave and he's standing there blasting the shit out of that chain gun?
Hell
Did you
yeah,
Did you get that?
yeah! I was
Oh
like,
God,
he's over there with his Gatling laser. He's like, and I
That
was just
was-
like, oh shit!
that was by far my absolute favorite part of that game. That part absolutely sold the game for me and just made me love it instantly because
Yeah.
just walking out and just coming down that hill and seeing him standing there fighting people off solo with that thing, I was just like, oh my God, that is, after coming out of the Enclave, like in an fiery explosion, that was just amazing. That was
Yeah.
fantastic.
Oh yeah. So you did the explode. You killed off the Enclave too. Yeah. I did.
Oh yeah.
I was like, yeah, intelligence check. I was like,
I don't even know if I did that.
Well, I had an intelligence check that
You know what?
challenged
I must-
the programming.
Yes, I must have had the same thing because I had went with some weird line of questioning that made him have error in his programming. So
Yeah.
must be the same.
So must have been the same thing. So yeah, through the intelligence check, I was like, well, your programming is flawed, obviously, and all that stuff. So then he's like, oh yeah, you're right. I have to self-destruct because that totally makes sense. And
And then you're like, oh well, then I have to get the fuck out of here.
yeah, and then like how it's like, please exit the building as quickly as possible. And I was like, yeah, no shit, thanks. So I'm running out, and then I see, yeah, like you said, I see Fox out there, and I was like, holy crap, Fox is whooping ass,
Yeah.
And then he was like, all, whatever. And then I had to do the karma check. Luckily, I was a good guy. So then I was like, come with me. And he was like, okay. And then, and like I said, I didn't do any of the side quests this round because I did all that the first playthrough, when the game originally came out. So I just went straight through the story. It only took it made me realize that, actually, that Fallout is so much side quests. And any Obsidian MMO, any Obsidian RPG is very much side questing, because I finished the Bethesda, Obsidian, whatever you want to call them. I mean, they work together on it, whatever, But because I finished the game in a matter of a few hours, maybe not a few hours, maybe it was probably like 6 6 hours. Got through the storyline. But and then now I'm going to go through with all the DLC content and stuff, which I'm excited about. I just got to the island one. I forget what it's called.
Oh, that's a great one. It's like almost like the Louisiana State one.
Is it? Yeah, it's like swampland and stuff like that. I got there and there's like
Point Lookout.
Point Lookout. Yeah.
Point Lookout. Yeah, I got there and there's like mutant hillbillies like, damn, Cletus, we got a regular over here. They start shooting me up. I was like, what the hell is going on?
Yeah, the story in that one is awesome.
Yeah, I just found the snooty mutant guy in the mansion.
He's part of the main storyline.
So it's fun. I like it. I like it so far. It's good, and I'm enjoying the DLC. It was funny. As soon as I loaded those data files, like I was saying earlier, it was like, you found all these radio stations, and I was like, whoa. I was like, so that's how they did it, like. Anyway, but so that was good. I'm liking that. I'm still working on it. New Vegas. I started an evil character finally in the Fallout world. I'm doing a new character with that, but I'm playing it this time with mods because I already played it legit as a good character all the way through as an independent, and now I'm going to do the evil character with some graphics mods. I threw in, as I said in a previous podcast, all the radio stuff and also some weapon add-ons. So I don't know if you guys have played New Vegas much or at all, or whatever, but the schoolhouse in the very, very beginning?
Yeah.
There's a couple mods that they put some ridiculous guns with infinite ammo in the chest, in a chest inside the schoolhouse. So,
really?
So there's one that's like this, basically it's like orbital bombardment, but instead of coming from a satellite, it's in your hand.
Is it the Fat Boy?
No, it's not the Fat Boy. It's a huge ass laser beam, and it's called the Shoop de Whoop gun.
What?
Yeah. It's basically a huge ass laser beam, like as if it's an orbital laser satellite, but you're holding it in your hand as a Gatling laser. So it spins up and everything, and it just goes and like has the huge beam and everything, and it leaves a trail of fire behind it and everything, and incinerates all that stuff. So it's there's a lot of really cheap ones. There's also like a spear gun Gatling, or a Gatling spear gun. So it shoots spear guns at like 50 spears per second or something.
It shoots spear guns.
It shoots spears.
Spear guns for everyone.
There's also
I would stand next to that guy.
It's such a bitch having to get all the ammo for the spear gun.
Yeah, it shoots spear guns, and then the guns shoot in midair.
Keep getting encumbered having to hold these 100 spear guns.
Yeah. So there's also a gun called like It's Raining Men, which
what?
Hallelujah!
Which shoots. It actually shoots President Kimball's. And it's also a machine gun, of course. And there's just a bunch of really silly guns. There's a Deca plasma gun, which how you have like your plasma rifles and stuff. Well, it shoots 10 rounds of plasma at one shot. So it just instantly melts whoever. Just a bunch of silly guns. And then I also put in some mods because I was using those for a while for fun. And I was like, okay, well that's really taken away from the game for me. So I just kept the spear gun and left everything else behind.
Spear gun.
The spear gun, yes. So I left him in the chest. But anyway, so I'm moving on, and I actually there's a mod for a fully moddable, realistic M4A1 combat rifle with silencers, scope, magazine extensions, and the whole 9 yards to be able to mod it with, and it puts it in the Gunrunners thing. You have to buy the mods and all that stuff. So I did that. I haven't gotten to it yet, whatever. But yeah, so doing the New Vegas with the mods and stuff, and some graphical mods too. Took out basically. I did that. It's called Fallout, where it takes the is it the green or the orange? It takes that Fallout like particle effect, like where it seems like it's all radiated. Takes it out, so it seems like a normal world, like it's starting to recover.
Oh, you can do that if you take a big magnet and run it over your monitor.
Yeah, but the only
It
thing
only
is
works
that
on your CRT.
but
Yeah. Oh, you're not running the CRT anymore? Oh, shit.
the only problem with that is that you have to pay for the magnet and then get a new monitor after you're playing the game. And the mod itself is free.
But it looks so good.
When I was a kid, my friend had this giant horseshoe magnet, and I saw in a magazine somewhere that you could actually do that to the TV. That you could just put a magnet up and it would distort whatever. So we're over at his house, and I see the giant horseshoe magnet, and I'm like, yeah, let's try this thing.
Oh,
Mom's watching Sally, and she had no idea, right? So
Sally.
Sally Jessie Raphael.
And so we put it up to the TV to her face, and it like sucks a giant black hole right into the TV.
I
And then it
wish.
never recovered, and I felt so bad. Anyway, that was kids don't ever put a magnet up to a CRT. It's bad. Don't.
It never recovered.
No, it sucked into like a black hole into like one area of the screen. It was terrible.
Also, kids, never Google Sally Jessie Raphael.
Yeah, you're
Yeah.
better off without knowing.
Don't do it.
Sorry, John. Go on.
No, that's an awesome side story. I
Tell
like
us
that.
about the Sally Jessie Raphael mod for Fallout New Vegas.
So I don't know who that is, but
Oh my god.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
whatever, man.
What else have you been playing, John?
I've been playing. Well, you want me to cover GT5 now? Then we can both talk
Yeah,
about it.
do it. I'll talk about it now.
All right. So I've been playing a lot, at least in perspective for me, a lot of Gran Turismo 5.
Yeah,
and
that's a racing
I am
game.
fucking loving it so far.
What level are you?
I just hit level 9, or I'm almost 10, I think.
Sweet. So you're probably right up there with me because I have not been playing it the past couple days.
So I'm really enjoying it. I listened to the last podcast about what you guys were talking about Gran Turismo. You were having trouble classifying it.
Yeah, I blabbered a lot on that because I really it's a hard thing to encompass in words. So
Well, the best way for me is like, I played a lot of the arcade racers, like Blur and Split Second and Burnout and stuff. It's nothing like that at all. It's a realistic racing sim. In fact, I was just watching a video earlier today, right before the podcast, about a guy, same guy. He owns a car, the BMW M3 something model number. I don't know what it is.
Yep.
And he raced it in real life on that track, on a certain track.
E92, but it's the Nürburgring that he was running.
Right. Yes, exactly. And it was very close.
Yeah.
Like the actual race time on both the GT5 and the real time track, when he did it in real life. And
the crazy thing is like if you look at the differences between the two videos, like where they put certain land markers and stuff was different, but the craziness was the track
is exactly the same.
Is like fucking identical. It's amazing.
Yeah, it's crazy. So it's very realistic, and I find that I have a lot of my main problem with GT5 is that I go broke all the time, and that's because I don't know when to stop upgrading my car. Okay. Because I know nothing about cars, right? So I'm like, more horsepower. That sounds good. More horsepower.
Not always.
Right. So, and that's what I'm saying. I don't know anything about cars. I mean, I'm talking about like I barely changed the oil.
I have
my real car.
I have a kind of a similar but opposite problem. I have a problem of growing broke in the game because I can't stop myself from buying cars because there's so many cars in the game that are so iconic to me personally that that I've always wanted that I have to buy. Like I've bought a Mark III Toyota Supra. I've bought a E42 BMW M3. I bought a Z4 BMW M series. I've bought the one that I use mostly in the game that I've probably upgraded the most is a old 80. I think it was from the 80s. I think it was 86 Lancia Delta, which was like what they had turned into a rally car. It's just there's so many iconic cars to me that I love that I can't stop fucking buying them. And then I just get into this problem. It's like, oh shit, I want to race in this class. Like there's a 90s Japanese tuner series that I want to race in.
Yeah, I don't have a car for that yet.
Well, I do, and I have like the Mark III Supra that I can use, but then I like ran out of money to upgrade it enough to actually be competitive in it because then I went and turned around and bought BMW. So it's like I need to watch that. And it's like, but the problem is like I'm level 11, and I think like in another, thinking like this level or the next level, I can buy the Audi RS6 Avant, which is like my dream car. And it's like, so I'm saving up so that I can get that. So it's I don't know, it's just fucking crazy.
Yeah, so my main problem is that I can't stop upgrading. So I've got the fastest Mazda AZ1 out in the world. I'm talking about this thing has a carbon hood, reduced window weight. I don't even know what that does. And I mean, I don't know what it does as far as handling.
The reduced window rate actually, when you take weight out of the windows or anything on the top of the car, that's why they do carbon fiber hoods to your car. It puts more weight towards the bottom of your car, which disperses your gravity. Or disperses your...
dumbass.
Yeah, whatever, Jason. You didn't know what the fuck it did.
It lowers the car center of gravity.
Yeah,
which the lower it is to the road, the better the handling is.
Which totally makes sense when you explain it to me that way, but all it says really is it helps with cornering. And I'm like, yeah, okay, I'll buy it.
I should like strap bricks to the bottom of my Escape.
No, so like I've got this AZ1 that when I bought it, it was like 50 horsepower, and now it's got like 150. I'm just like, when I finally did that race, I was so far ahead of the other mini cars. I mean, I beat them by like 20 seconds. I was just like...
You want to hear ridiculous, though? The pre-order bonus for...
Oh, I have it.
Did you? Where did you pre-order? GameStop?
I have GameStop with the collectors.
So you got the McLaren F1?
No, I didn't get a McLaren. I got the collector's edition with all the 5 different cars.
No, but there was a code that should have been on your receipt that you could enter in.
You know, I still have that receipt. I should check it out.
You check that out because you get a pre-order bonus of a NASCAR car that you can spit on, and then there's a McLaren F1 that you get, which yeah, you like that. At one time, the McLaren F1 was like one of the fastest cars in the world. It was designed based on an actual F1 like motor, and anyways, hugely like technologically advanced for the time. You can use that in the very fucking first race in the game, and it is so goddamn fast. It's like 600 and some horsepower. So like you're up against these Priuses and shit, and you're just blinding past. It's hilarious.
Yeah, well, I did that with the collector's bonus. Did you get the collector's edition, by the way?
I did not. That's surprisingly, as much as I've been wanting the game, I really didn't see enough in the collector's edition that justified me buying it. The actual like diecast car that you get with it wasn't really something that I wanted. If I was in Europe, I probably would have, because they actually were giving, with the collector's edition over there was an actual Le Mans P1 series car that you could actually get as a diecast, and it was very upset that they didn't bring that over here, but people over here don't understand that. So,
well, I don't care really about the diecast car as much, but it came with some user manual that I'll probably never read about how to actually upgrade cars and what everything does and things like that. But it came with 5 in-game cars, and it came with an old Mercedes like Roadster. It came with a BMW M5, an Audi R8 or RS8 or RX8, whatever it is, something else, and a Lamborghini Murcielago, which has like 800 horsepower in it. Right. So I used that on my first race, and yeah, I know exactly what you mean. I was like, all right, Priuses, let's do this in my Lamborghini. And I'm just like, gone. So yeah, I know what you mean. I've been using, every time I have a chance to use the Lamborghini, I'm just like, let's go. Yeah. You know, like the Italy race, I was just like, see ya.
But you have been surprisingly are you surprised that you're enjoying it? I should ask.
I'm not surprised, but I should say that the last time I played a Gran Turismo game was like Gran Turismo 2.
Okay.
So everything almost to me is new stuff.
Cool. Yeah.
So for me, it's not.
It's been so long, anyways.
Yeah, well, but I mean, like for you, you know, you played the previous one. You probably played Prologue. You know, I didn't do any of that. Okay. The last time I even touched a Gran Turismo game ever was Gran Turismo 2, which was like forever ago. So, like this whole B-spec thing with like controlling your AI driver, I'm like, what? I can just be the hit guy?
I did one rank. I'm like level 1 in that. I'm not sure how much I'm going to do that. Maybe later on if I get bored with doing the actual racing and just want to dick around and mess and like get my rank up in it. But I don't know. It's not that doesn't appeal to me too much.
I mean, it's not that it's my favorite, but
right. Are you just playing with a controller?
Yeah, and that's another thing I was going to bring up was I'm having a really hard time. Like, okay, I should say that I'm probably the worst actual simulation race car driver because I'm that guy that's like plays similar to the AI where I just ram the person in my way out of the way because I play way too much Burnout. You know, like where like if you ram someone at full speed, it knocks them out of the way.
Yeah, so. and unfortunately, the one part about Gran Turismo that I've never been a big fan of is the fact that you could do that. Is the fact that you can totally bounce off of other cars, not be penalized, not be. I mean, it's that's the one thing I kind of am disappointed with. But it's never really seemed like it was something that's gone for. So I've just kind of grown to ignore it.
Yeah, and I was watching a couple videos, and I'm not really versed in simulation racing games, but it was a comparison of Forza AI versus GT5 AI, Forza 3 versus GT5, and GT5 just hits you, and Forza actually tries to avoid you. And I was like, man, you know, if you just threw that AI into GT5, that'd be great, you know? Yeah. So, but anyway, so yeah, I'm like that guy. Like, even with the drive line and all of the candy caps on there, I still have a good chance of losing the race. Yeah. That's how bad
I had actually... one more thing before we need to move on off of this subject, because I'm sure people are tuning us out by now, but... I am using the wheel, and I kind of left the default stuff on for a while. With the I took the driving line off because it just kind of annoyed me, but the traction control and stuff like that I had still left as default, which is set to like the middle of the range of like number 5. So I left all that stuff on. I was using automatic transmission, and I wasn't really dicking with manual at all until I got used to the feel of the wheel. And totally used to that now, and I turned everything off the other night and went into a race, and it is so much more fun. It's so much more satisfying being able to like shift and know that your tires are going to come out from behind you if you're not careful, and just that the amount of control that it gives you of how to actually feel out the car it's so rewarding when you play it like that. So
yeah, if I had a wheel,
it's fun the other way too. But I used to do it that way. With the controller, and it is I will say it's slightly easier to do that with the wheel once you're used to the feel of it and how it actually controls the car. So which it controls like a real car. So it's very fun. It's very fun. So but we'll move on. We'll get to Dean. Hey, Dean.
Hey. Hi. How's it going?
It's fantastic. We've been just talking about Gran Turismo. Yeah, it's great stuff. Anyway,
is that what you guys were talking about?
Now that the podcast is back to other people in the room.
You're fine. I just had a question for John, though, actually.
Yeah.
John, were you as impressed with the graphics as Steve was?
You know, I am actually. I should point out though that I don't have an HD TV.
Oh, what? I don't want to talk to you anymore. So let's move on.
Like it's just I think it's like 720p instead of 1080 or whatever.
HD.
Well, that is HD.
That's technically HD.
No, but I'm not sure if it is or not because it's not mine. It's my in-laws, and that's just where it's set up right now and everything like that. So it's like a 10-year-old rear projection, like take up the whole room TV.
Right. You
know what I'm saying? So I have no idea what the graphics are, and I'm still impressed with the graphics, even on that old shitty TV. Yeah. Oh, and cool. I've gone through the replays a couple of times, and I'm like looking at like the camera shots. You can make your own screenshots and stuff, and I'm looking at it like, and I think I'm like, man, if I had an HD TV, this would look real. You know, like I'm looking at it like, damn, that's awesome. And then I'm like, if I had an HD TV, this would look even better. You know. So
I just wanted to feel that out and see how you felt. Cool. Because I just listened to 51 and Steve was talking about it. I got all excited.
No, it's amazing. Oh, I wanted to point out too, like the other important difference between standard and premium cars that you guys didn't mention is that standard cars don't get damaged ever.
No, that's true. That's true. I didn't even actually I wasn't aware of that even at the time that we were talking about it. But yeah, that's very true.
Did you see the Burger King wrappers in them?
No, I didn't.
That's So, Dean.
Yeah, hey, sorry about that.
What? No, it's fine. What you been playing, man?
I've been playing some games.
Awesome. Okay.
Awesome. Moving on.
Moving on. Let's
I'll talk about what I've been playing.
Actually, I've been on a crazy console kick lately. I don't know what it is about the computer. I just haven't wanted to be on it. So I bought some new games for both my PS3 and my 360.
No Steam sales?
No, actually, I did succumb to Tropico 3 and then like a indie strategy pack or something. I don't know
Love
what it was.
Tropico 3.
Oh gosh,
Yeah,
I haven't even tried it.
I started it. Nice graphics on that game. Very cool looking and interesting.
I just love the whole.
You love what?
No, go ahead. I was just gonna say I love the whole feel of the game.
Yeah, it's got some interesting voice acting. It doesn't seem too difficult to get into. It didn't seem too micromanagey. I didn't put too much time into it, but it's pretty cool. But
anyway,
sorry. But the game that I bought that I finally fucking bought was Uncharted 2.
Woohoo!
Yeah, it's about damn time I actually played that game.
It's all right. I haven't played it either. So
Jesus
serious?
Christ, man, really?
yeah,
God, man.
I haven't played
No
Uncharted.
HD and no Uncharted 2. Get the fuck out of this podcast.
I haven't played Uncharted 1 or 2.
You're forgiven for Uncharted 1. It's a good game, but
Yeah, that's not that big.
Uncharted 2 is definitely better. That game is good.
If it helps, it's in my GameFly list.
That doesn't help.
No.
That's a step at all.
But yeah, I played and actually beat Uncharted 2 right before the Thanksgiving holiday, and yeah, the game is great. It's actually a little bit more than I was expecting. I had no clue that. I honestly have never played a game that cinematic.
Yeah.
Just it felt like I was playing a really good Indiana Jones movie.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And Nolan North's voice acting in that game, like in Assassin's Creed and stuff, his Desmond Miles kind of gets on my nerves. But oh my God, what's the main character's name?
Nathan Drake.
Nathan Drake. Thank you.
Yeah.
Nathan Drake is awesome, and the characters.
He's in his element there.
Yeah, it's fantastic. And then the performances by Chloe and by Elena, I think the other chick, those were amazing. Just some of the cutscenes and some of the crazy action pieces were. I just have never played anything that quite felt so much like a movie, and it lasted for 11 or 12 hours. So it's like you're in this badass action movie for a really long time, and it feels really good. The shooting got on my nerves, and I'm not really good at. I'm not really good at shooters in general on consoles, and so I had to put it down to very easy at the end. But
it's interesting to me that you pointed out the acting ability of like Chloe. Chloe, especially to me, some of the parts like visually what they did matched up with her voice acting was just it was so amazing.
Yeah, some of the character animation and facial animation.
Yeah, it actually got my wife to watch like the game with me. And she is not a game. She can't really stand games very much unless it's very simple, like Animal Crossing style stuff. But yeah, she doesn't really care for games that much, especially games with like shooting and stuff. But like cutscenes and that made her pay attention.
Yeah, it was the characters were relatable, well acted, just well written too, and. It just and the graphics were so beautiful that you're watching these. I couldn't wait to get to the next cutscene because I'm like, I'm gonna see this this badass scenery and whatever, and just see the character interact. It was great. I really like that game, but you guys have talked that out. The main game that I've been playing and playing the hell out of is Assassin's Creed Brotherhood. I got it.
Did you beat it?
I'm so jealous of you.
Did you beat it? Did you beat it yet?
Not yet. No.
Oh,
no, I got it. Yeah, I got it. You beat it?
No, I watched the cinematics.
Oh, you cheater.
Yeah,
You
like
suck, man.
What's so much about you that makes me hate you tonight?
What is wrong with you on this podcast tonight, John?
I watched the playthrough because it's not available on PC, and I refuse to play it on console.
please tell me that they didn't go through and buy up every single building in Rome in that playthrough.
Well, not on that playthrough.
Well, good, because that's what I've been doing, and it takes forever. They've added all this crazy stuff to Brotherhood, and first of all, what I will say is it is a direct sequel to Assassin's Creed 2. It starts directly after the big shit that happens in
The big shit.
to the big shit.
the big dump that was dropped on you at the end of Assassin's Creed 2.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like it starts directly after that, and it goes straight into Ezio's story, which is
So I'm going to avoid spoilers, but it starts like as soon as you left that place that you left.
yes,
Wow.
yeah, and
That's cool.
and
Makes me want that game so fucking
Yeah.
bad.
and I'll give you another spoiler. Here's how they handle the whole ending of the first game. They're like, okay, let's move on.
That's
Oh,
crazy.
really?
Yeah.
They just move on. They're like, oh, that's weird. Let's go.
You mean Assassin's Creed 1?
No, the Assassin's Creed Brotherhood handles the ending of Assassin's Creed 2 very nonchalant. They're like, oh, that happened. Oh well, cool. Let's move on.
Let's go on with our lives.
That's kind of what I thought they would do.
So it was very interesting. But yeah, they stick you right back into Ezio at the very end, and so then
So
the
Ezio isn't referring. I don't want to leave it. But he's not referring to anything that happened.
hardly no, and then in the entire game, no, he doesn't even mention it at all.
That's
Yeah.
what I thought.
And I have no idea what happens at the end, and John, shut the fuck up. But I've heard that the end is pretty, also kind of like a what the fuck moment
Of which one? Brotherhood?
of Brotherhood.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it is.
In a good way?
Just shut up. Don't even let
I don't want to know
shut,
anymore. Just, all right.
Shut up.
I mean, I think it's in a good way. It's very dramatic.
All right, that's it then. Shut up.
Just shut up.
Yeah,
I'm not
no.
gonna say anything else. You know.
You're talking right now. Shut up.
The next time you can talk about it is when you play the game. So,
I'm going to mute John here.
so I know Jason last week you were specifically talking about how Desmond's been learning all this stuff through Altair and through Ezio, and how you kind of wanted to see Desmond turn into a badass.
Yes.
Well, and this isn't really what you were saying, but they had a very long platforming section in Assassin's Creed Brotherhood with Desmond, where you're actually working through a cooperative puzzle with Lucy, and going back to the villa. It's not really spoilery since it happens at the beginning, but you go back to the villa and have to actually get into where the assassin's armor is at the bottom of the villa. But it's this huge platforming section that kind of shows off what he's actually learned through Ezio in the last game
But you're as Desmond?
as Desmond. So it was very interesting. And coming right out of Uncharted, it felt a lot like some of the puzzles in Uncharted, and it was some really excellent platforming. So it's kind of showing off what he's learned, and I think it's kind of revealing a little bit more of what we're going to see in the future with that game. But overall, this game is awesome. It is so good. If you liked Assassin's Creed 2, you will love this game. Like it is awesome. There have been.
You all are so close to just hearing my headphones hit the ground and my car just tear out of here.
I'm going to give you a
Buy this
disclaimer.
game.
I will give you a disclaimer though. If you have played a ton of Assassin's Creed 2, you're probably going to want to wait a little bit just to get
It's been a while.
just to get it out of your system so that
It's
you
been a
can
couple
get
days for me.
Well, if you want to come back and play another 20 hours of Assassin's Creed 2, you're more than welcome to and buy this game. But I would probably give it a little bit of time just to kind of just so it remains fresh, because there's there's an overwhelmingly huge amount of things to do in this game. So what were you going to say, Steve?
No, go ahead.
So the entire game takes place in Rome, and you don't go into any other cities like the old game. So it's very open world like, and it kind of reminds me, and I hate to say this, but it kind of reminds me of GTA, where you're not moving to different cities and different instances. You're all within one city, and you're operating within that city. So it's and Rome is huge, and there are stores that you can buy. There are landmarks that you can buy. I tweeted the other day to Jason. I said, "Oh, hey, I just punched a hooker and bought the Colosseum."
But what you do in game?
But that's what I did, and it's got these really cool kind of side games. Another big addition that they had were being able to recruit your own assassins, and I know that you've probably heard about this.
Yeah.
But it's essentially you save Roman citizens from the Borgia, who were in the first Assassin's Creed 2, and you recruit them to join your cause. You actually get to send them out through a text-based interface into different missions throughout Europe. And what have you, and they actually level up and they get better. And then the benefit of that is during gameplay, you can actually call your assassins as a weapon, so you can actually target target a guard or target an assassin target, press the left bumper on the Xbox, and then send out your assassins to stab them in the face. So and they're really powerful, and
they just pop out of wherever, right?
Yeah,
It's like insta kill.
Yeah, it's insta kill. It's like your magic summoning horse. You hit a button to summon your horse within Rome because you can now ride horses in the city, and it comes from off screen, but it has to like pop into the world out of nowhere. They do the same thing. They just come down and they come out of the roof, or I don't know, wherever the hell you are. It just appear out of nowhere.
That's
so
awesome.
it's and it is kind of awesome, but it's also kind of easy. Like they make it way too easy because I've got all my assassins up to assassin level. What was that?
Hokey.
It's
no, I was just going. Is it kind of hokey or?
Sorry, you're breaking up.
Is it hokey?
No, it's.
Am I? God damn it!
Yeah, it's just easy, is what it is. So, like when you hit the button, they basically will kill everything for you and will not break your stealth. Because there's a lot of instances where you're playing a memory and you can't actually break your stealth. Otherwise, you fail the memory and have to start over from the beginning. And so, if you have the assassins and you have them trained up, you just hit the button, and it's like it's a press this button, kill your assassin, don't break your stealth, or kill your target, don't break your stealth, and just move on.
But
so
don't you kind of have to balance that? Because aren't you able to send them out to do deeds for you? You have to keep a certain amount that you put places.
Yeah, you have 3 different triggers that you can use, or you can like press and hold the button and actually use all of them to kill all targets in the immediate area. They recharge really fast, and then if you play like me where you're trying to buy everything and just try to do some of the side stuff, what will happen is you'll end up leveling them up and getting all of the assassins available to you. Like you can basically recruit the maximum that's available, so you never run out of them. They get max level. You don't need to send them out on missions any longer, so you can just use them whenever you want. So it just gets a little bit easy, and I guess you just kind of have to balance it yourself, and
it's up to you to how you use it.
Exactly. And then just one other thing about that is they did add in the ability to have like a secondary objective. So when you're playing a memory, you not only have to assassinate your target, but they may have a secondary objective like don't break stealth, or assassinate your target with the hidden blade while sitting on a bench, or don't kill anybody during this mission prior to killing your target. So they're giving you all of these different objectives that allow you to actually maybe approach a situation in a way that you hadn't thought of it. For instance, there is
instead of just hitting the left bumper.
Instead of hitting the left bumper, exactly. They actually do give you some incentive to try things in a different way. There was a really, really cool mission where it has you infiltrate the Vatican or whatever, and you're climbing this giant castle, and the secondary objective is don't get detected. And it makes you realize, okay, well, I can go and I can just go balls out and kill everybody, or I can maybe look at the different paths that are open to me, and the like maybe there's a wall that I can climb that I wouldn't have noticed if I was just trying to go in there and stab everybody in the face. And so it really gives you an alternate way of maybe looking at the situation and actually doing it differently than you would have in the first place. And I really like that because it's it helps prevent you from making it stale, like just going up there and stabbing everybody like you normally would do just over and over and over. Helps it from becoming repetitive, basically. So it's pretty cool. I'm almost done. I've got Rome 98% built. I'm going to build it all up and then proceed with the story missions and call it good. Can't wait to beat this thing.
Well, one question I have that I think you kind of answered it, telling how you built up Rome, and I'm not really going to consider this a spoiler since they showed this part at E3, is the villa's gone, which you upgraded in Assassin's Creed 2. So is Rome kind of take place of that? Because I really did enjoy that part in 2.
Yeah, Rome, the economic simulation within Rome essentially takes the part of the villa. You buy doctor shops, art shops, blacksmiths, whatever, and you actually get discounts. They give you a certain amount of money deposited into your bank account every 20 minutes, and the more you buy, the more money you obviously make, and the bigger discount you get. So it does take the place of the villa. It's on a much larger scale. In order to actually purchase all of the different shops, you need to there's different towers situated through Rome that hold power over a certain area, and in order to buy shops in that certain area, you have to take down that tower. So yeah, it totally does take the place of that. It forces you to go and, if you want to play the economic game, take down that tower, then buy all the shops, and then just move on. And
have you thought of? It's so cheap. I think Devin did this. You're leaving the game on overnight, so you get the every 20 minutes thing.
It's not like Fable 3 in that regard. It's you have a deposit limit in your bank. So I think right now, because I own all the banks, my deposit limit is 80,000.
Something, whatever it is.
Yeah, 80,000. That's the max that you can get. So you can't leave it on.
AC2 would do that too, kind of.
Yeah. Yeah, they put a limiter on, so you can't really do much. But
that's good.
Yeah, it is good, because I probably would have left it on, because I only have a couple of other landmarks to get, and I don't have enough money, and I'm pretty close to the end of the game, I think. But there's so much to do. If you're a completionist, you're probably never going to finish this game. But it's awesome. I highly recommend you play it. I haven't even touched the multiplayer. I'm probably never going to touch the multiplayer because I'm not really interested in it.
I liked it from what I had played in the beta.
Yeah, we did some of the beta, and I liked it. Yeah, it was different. It was a lot slower pace, but it was fun.
That's what I appreciated about it, is that it wasn't like, oh, deathmatch with knives, yay! They had actually given it a lot of thought and come up with something completely different.
Huh. I might have to try that. I don't have a gold account on my Xbox, and I'll probably end up sharing the game. I'm mainly there for the platforming and the single player, just because it's so phenomenal with these games. And I mean, it really holds up to the bar that AC2 set, and it just refines it even further.
See, what I'm thinking though, I don't know if I think the discussion before the podcast probably isn't going to stay in there. So I'm possibly getting a 360 for Christmas. Don't know for sure yet, but I'm thinking about waiting and then picking Brotherhood up as like the game to break in my 360 with if I do get one.
That would be good, because I'm getting it for 360 too, because Shannon would like to try it, and she can't wrap her head around the PS3 controller. She does a lot better with a 360 controller. That's
cool. So yeah, if I do get a 360, that might be the first game I get for it. So
yeah. Well, it plays well. It looks beautiful on the 360. They made some graphical engine improvements and things like that too.
Thank you, Dean, for the impressions, and I hate you.
Yeah, I would just say, like I said, if you just played AC2, give yourself a break, because it's going to take another 20 to 25 hours to beat this game.
Cool.
Yeah. What about
That's
you,
what I've been playing.
Steve?
Yeah.
What have you been doing?
Well, we already talked about mostly of what I've been playing, which is GT5 and War. But
what else?
What else? The only other thing that I've been playing is some Battlefield Bad Company 2. I can't, I'm still playing it, every once in a while. It's
Did you get the DLC?
It's not out yet.
Not out yet. That's actually what I was going to bring up. It's the DLC is right around the corner, which is the Vietnam expansion for it. It's like $15. I was going to mention this later in the notes, but it looks pretty damn good from what I've seen so far, and I am excited about that, so I might have to pick that up.
Yeah, I think I'm going to too.
It looks really good. But yeah, I've been playing some of that still, and God, that's pretty much it for me. We've already covered everything that I've been playing.
Massively multiplaying.
And massively multiplaying, let's go through some news about MMOs that have come up in the past week. Star Wars: The Old Republic.
It exists.
It still exists, but not until at least April of next year.
I voted for Jedi Wizard.
Ah, fuck you, Sage, bitch.
It was so obvious from the first day that it was going to be Sage.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah. So they were saying fiscal year 2011.
Yep, which is anywhere from April to the following April of next year, the following year. So
who knows?
Could be any time. So, but there is also a closer look at crew skills. John, quick synopsis. Go.
Okay, well, we already talked about crew skills briefly, but they kind of went into more detail on how exactly it's going to work, because a lot of people had questions on, well, what if I want to be the main crafter? What if I don't want my companions to do all the work for me? I like to do the crafting myself. And they basically went into major details. I pulled out just a couple of snippets out of this huge article about it, but sort of like your player, yourself, you can issue up to 5 companions at a time, and each companion can add up to 5 crafting tasks to their queue, respectively. You can cancel them from everywhere, as we already talked about. They keep going when you're offline. We already mentioned that. You'll receive if you cancel it, you'll receive any materials that you were using, whatever. More importantly, they went into more detail about how they did stress that the player can be the primary crafter. The companions are not able to craft special things such as lightsabers. So the player has to do that.
Make this lightsaber for me.
Right. So they did say that is not possible for the companions to do that kind of stuff for you. So they do have player-only crafting things, but they'll get into that at a later date. And what your companions think of you and their alignment with you and how much they like you, how much of their respective side questing that you've done for them will affect how efficiently they work for you at all times, pretty much. So the more they like you, the faster they work and stuff like that. And each companion has special skills, like the companion named Vet is an excellent treasure hunter. So she's the one you want to send out to find shit. And just kind of stuff like that. So each companion will have their own little niche.
Awesome. In other news, we have Star Trek Online.
I just patched that up to start trying Season 3 when it comes out.
I just resubbed to that. So that was something I forgot to mention, but I didn't play very much yet, and nothing's really different. So next week I'll talk about that more. Yeah.
I'm going to probably resub again next couple of weeks. Or
so will I. Oh, wait. I have a lifetime. Yes. I do still play it from time to time. But.
Season 3 is going to drop on December 9th, I guess.
A lot of cool stuff.
Yeah.
Season 2 is coming out on DVD with extras right before that launches.
The neat thing about Season 3, I have not got to do any of the episodic stuff yet in the game, and Season 3 will actually add in the ability to go back and play through the older episodes, I guess. Right. And I'm excited to see those because that's what's been making me want to come back to the game. I've just been playing so much War that I haven't wanted to go back and devote any time to it and take any time from War. But I am back now, at least partially. I'll probably play a little bit each day. Along with that, the one thing actually I'm surprisingly excited about with it is the sector space in the game. They're totally redoing the way it looks. It's going to look more spacey, and the look of it so far that I've seen looks amazing.
Yeah, it looks less like a tech grid, and it looks more like space.
I'm very excited about that. Along with that, though, I guess
content creator.
I don't know if it's going to be in that, is it?
I don't know if they said it was in launch or during Season 3. I don't remember.
I don't know. But yesterday, the user-generated content went on to Tribble, which is the test server, went up and then went down the same day. They saw some stuff they didn't like. They took it down. They're going to patch it up and put it back on there sometime soon so that people can get back in there and try out the content creation so they can make their own episodes and missions and stuff. Not episodes, but missions.
It looks like Season 3 launch is going to be the Foundry beta. So, yeah, it's not quite out yet.
Right. But, yeah, looking forward to all the changes in that. The game is just really becoming amazing. I'm still waiting, though. I want them to put Romulans as playable in the game.
I know.
Really want that. That's
Me
like
too.
I'm thinking about trying out a Klingon, but I'm like, I don't really want to get into that when I know I'll just stop whenever they do decide to put Romulans in, but who knows when that's going to be. So, but enough of that. Also, City of Heroes issue 19, I guess, is out, but I have no idea what's going on there.
But it exists.
My account, I think, is still good for like another week or so. But
you resubbed to that.
Yeah. Oh, no, I bought the expansion.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, and
isn't that weird?
I'm sorry, because it's a good game, and there's it has a fantastic community in it. But I got so bored with it again so fast.
Yeah.
So
me and Steve did the Steve pulled a Paz basically.
Yeah, I did.
That's essentially what he did. Yeah.
But hey, if you are interested, if you really have a fondness for City of Heroes, go to the site, check out issue 19, see what all's there. Don't take my word for it, says LeVar Burton. Pirates of the Burning Sea, last MMO news, is going free to play.
Gosh, that game.
So that's all I got to say about that.
Did you guys actually play that game?
No, I've never played it.
It was so... It was like good and terrible at the same time. It was weird.
Yeah.
It was like certain mechanics were awesome, and then certain mechanics were just completely shit.
So it was an MMO.
Right. Yes. When you click stuff, it goes click and stuff like that.
Some stuff's fun, and some stuff just is like makes the room hot.
Yeah.
I feel like you have a fever and you need to go lay down.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. So yeah.
All right. So yeah, free to play Pirates. Do it. Go.
Woohoo.
Live it.
Live it. It's on.
It's on. Game day. Pirates Game Day. Brought to you by 7-Eleven and Game Day. It's on. Other stuff worthy of discussion other than MMOs. One quick thing I threw in there: Game Dev Story 2. Now that I'm completely done with Game Dev Story because I got the Game of the Year award, and that instantly made the game like, I'm done, and never wanted to play it again. The week later, I get the news that Game Dev Story 2 is in the works.
Now you're like, oh man.
Well, the thing is, it actually looks pretty cool because it looks like it's a lot more in depth. Like
That was
Yeah.
that screenshot was from the old PC version. It looked like.
Really, was it? Okay.
Yeah, it was from the PC
If
version.
they can bring all that stuff into the handheld, that'd be great.
I agree. I would play it in a heartbeat.
Yeah. Let's see. But before we get into our emails, there's one note that I wanted to bring up to everybody. This year, unlike last year, we didn't do it last year because we didn't have enough time to prepare by the time we had the inkling to do one. We are going to have an awards podcast this year. We are going to share basically like just the people on the show. We're going to share our personal favorite games of some certain categories. But we're at least this year, we'll reconsider it maybe next year, but at least this year we're not going to actually do a user poll. But what we do want to do, because we understand that a lot of our listeners are MMO players, and the podcast started from its beginning
From an MMO.
MMOs. So we understand that most of the people that still listen to us play MMOs. What we would love, though, is if people would actually send in, instead of doing a poll, because MMOs are very personal decisions that have a lot of time invested into them. I would love it if people would send in a short, keyword short, email stating what your favorite MMO is from this year, from 2010, and why. Just a quick explanation of why you love the game. And you can send that into multiplaying@gmail.com. If I get a ton of them, I'll just try to hit one from every MMO that we get, but nobody ever emails us anyway, so I'll probably read them all.
Yeah, we should probably clarify. This doesn't have to be a new release in 2010.
No, absolutely not. It can be Dark Age of Camelot if you want to talk about that.
Does it have to be released already?
Yes,
Yes, it does have.
You can't nominate a game you've played for 2 hours.
No, I was going to nominate for Tor.
No, just send an email. It's not really going to be a part of the quote-unquote award show, but it is a part of that show because I want to hear what people really have enjoyed this year in MMOs. So it is an award show, but it's not. Whatever. We're not sending the developers. My idea is to send the developers a copy of their game as an award.
Congratulations! You got your free copy.
We should totally do that.
You need to make a multi-playing Game of the Year award graphic for them though.
We do. We need to actually get a medal and send
Then
it
you'll
with
really get on the back of the box. Except pick some obscure, shitty Russian game and then call it.
I'll throw the money for the medal. We should get it made.
It'll be like a gold trophy, and at the top of it, instead of like a guy bowling or something, it'll be just a gold image of Sally Jessie Raphael's glass.
Yeah, well, I've already got one. Don't worry. I've got a picture ready to go.
And it's the going title
this
right.
Picture.
the going title for the awards right now. I think we're gonna call them the Multis, but I have no fucking clue. So
I like it. That's good.
Either or something like that. But anyways, before we leave for the night, though,
that picture?
Shut up. Shut up.
Sorry.
Before we leave for the night, though, we do have one email. Actually came in for our 50th episode. This one's from Glor McInnes, who's actually a longtime multiplayer. Comes by the forums every once in a while, and you should too.
He's one of the founding members of.
Exactly. Right. Yeah, I shouldn't. Yeah, exactly. He's fucking been there for a long time. But anyways, his email reads, I would just like to thank the members of the multiplaying community, and especially those who have gone above and beyond in making this a community I'm very proud to be a part of. The podcasts are outstanding. There's lots of laugh out louds, as well as really good gaming information in them. As a founding member of Circle of Trust, I never would have imagined a little guild from Dark Age of Camelot evolving into a gaming community which now dabbles in virtually any game out there. I would love to be able to play a bigger role in helping with the podcast, web design, blogging, etc. But I have come a far way since my Dark Age of Camelot days.
Really, I haven't.
Yeah, exactly. from the life of a single gamer to now being married with 4 kids between the ages of 1 to 6. So thanks to the multiplaying community for all your hard work and making this now casual gamers experience that much better. Congrats on episode 50. Thank you very much for the email. That's awesome.
Oh, you forgot drinking a PBR.
Yeah. Yes. His PS was I'm drinking a PBR.
That's so weird. Well, he's in the U.S. now, but he's Canadian.
Ooh.
Yeah, but he lives in Massachusetts now, so it's PBR. I guess is okay.
Cool.
Well, really, it's not okay anywhere. Really, Lord. And this comes from someone who drinks Game Day. I will not drink PBR.
I had a PBR
Blue
once.
Robot.
Do you guys remember? My biggest memory of Pabst Blue Ribbon is. Do you guys remember a movie from the 80s? I can't remember the exact name of it. It was where these teens were on a treasure hunt. And they all had like different colored vehicles and vans, and Michael J. Fox was the teenage, like little brother of somebody in the chase.
No.
Oh God damn it!
See, okay,
Now I sound like an asshole.
we're gonna have to find that movie.
Hold on, I'm looking it up real quick. It's like Midnight something. Midnight. It's gotta be one of his first movies.
Wait here.
Midnight Madness, 1980.
Wow.
Holy shit.
Okay. That's even before me.
Well,
That's the year of my birth.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't see that when it came out.
Right. So what you're saying is that we're gonna have to get a copy of this movie and watch it for
I'm gonna have to watch it and talk about it in some respect, because I don't know. I remember Michael J. Fox trying to sneak beer, and it was PBR at a bar, and he got busted and like almost got beat up. But, yeah. It had all the heavy hitters. It had Michael J. Fox, David Naughton, Deborah Klinger, David Mammoth.
Say Don Knotts?
Brian Frischman.
Oh,
No.
it had Eddie Deason in it.
It had Stephen Furst from Animal House.
But it had Eddie Deason in it.
Eddie Deason, yeah. It had Carol Gwynn Thompson and Betty Lynn Thompson, the Thompson twins. It was all A-list.
We're gonna have to watch this now.
Yeah. It's a Walt Disney picture. So, yeah, I'm going to leave you with that, audience.
Go to your local video house and get Midnight Madness.
And tell them that Pabst Blue Ribbon sent you.
And multiplaying.
Yeah. They'll know. When you say that, they'll know. They'll be like, oh, okay.
Oh, those guys are crazy. Good night.
Well, gentlemen, no point in hanging around this dump any longer.
Wait! Where are you going? I was going to make espresso.
Show's over, folks.
You can't go! All the plants are going to die.
Take off, eh?
Thanks for listening to Multiplaying, the companion podcast at multiplaying.net. Questions, comments, feedback, errors, etc. can be sent to multiplaying@gmail.com. We invite you to write a review on iTunes and visit our website at www.multiplaying.net.
We've made a lot of friends, shared a lot of laughs, often at the expense of others.
I think some people are going to be upset.
Let me just close this conversation by saying you are one unique individual.
Thank you and good night.
Okay. We went out with a whimper. I apologize for that.
That is okay. I'm just shocked that John doesn't know who Sally Jessie Raphael is.
He's young.
Yeah, but Sally, didn't she have a comeback? I mean, if you could call it a fucking comeback, but didn't she have a comeback in the
COME.
90s?
I don't want to talk about Sally and COME.
That's why she has those glasses.
Yeah, that's a great picture.
Which one?
The one with the guy.
Oh. Okay, yeah.
Can I get away with using that for the show image? I don't know.
I don't know. Oh, fucking Sally. You got a black hole in the middle of her forehead.
Holy crap, that second picture of her. She looks like ass.
Well,
oh, really? Really? As opposed to the other ones?
No, I mean, seriously, though. It looks like Looks like her face is like giving up on her.
Right? Yeah. Yeah. It's kind you know what she looks like? She looks like Deputy Dog.
Oh, aw. Looks like her face is rejecting her.
Yeah. And I'm sure that's her natural hair color there.
No, I don't think it
Are
looks
you
so
guys
much like
looking
Deputy Dog.
I kind of love that she's
No,
still
no,
Not
keeps the
Deputy Dog.
glasses.
Droopy.
Droopy. Yeah. That one dog. Yeah.
Would you even know it was her if she didn't have the goddamn glasses?
No. The glasses are what does it. Yeah.
Wow, that lady is ugly.
That lady is Sally Jessie Raphael. Damn it.
You know,
What the fuck does
fuck
that
her.
mean?
She was a talk show host.
Yeah.
Of
She was,
what?
like, precursor of this of Sally, the show.
It was like the same era as Donahue. You know who Donahue
Yeah.
is?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh my god.
Do you know who Oprah is?
Okay, yeah, exactly. Do you know who Oprah is?
Oh, who?
Oh,
Fuck
Jesus.
you, man.
Just fuck you. You're just trying to piss everyone off tonight.